welcome to your practice. And today I'm going to go with a bit of a request. And it's really funny, I think, in yoga or just in life. When you're coming from your heart, then you literally just put out a frequency, and then all of a sudden what comes back to you is the answers to that frequency that you put out. And more often than not, it doesn't just happen once. Numerous people come back with the same thing. So today's focus is going to be on the lower two chakras, and these energetic power points have started to meld together. And when we strengthen the physical body from these lower points in the torso and power into the legs, then it really starts to ground us and earth us and allow us to really feel stable within our body and able to literally birth new things from a more healthy and collective perspective. So today's practice will go through some exercises, and I suggest that you write these down, and when you come back into it, then take 1 minute for each of these exercises, and then that will allow you to develop a practice that will really strengthen these lower two energies, or actually three energy centers, and give you this real sense of power. So it's quite funny wearing yellow. But let's have fun, because I'm going to talk all day. So let's come onto our mat and lay down and bring your feet to hip width apart. Keep your feet nicely firmly on the earth. Your knees, your ankles just at finger distance away from the body. Then press into the feet and slowly roll through the spine. We've done this one before. Hold it there. And then now slowly pressing into the toes, lift the heels and lower. Lift and lower. So this is exercise 1. So lifting and lowering, really engaging the bottom, pulling the belly button to the spine, pressing the chest and the heart into the floor, lengthening through the back of the head. And so as you're here, you're really feeling the intention into the body, into the muscles, into the power that you're making in this lowest chakra, allowing you to feel secure and strong in your home, with your family, with your financials, and dissolving fear as you earth it and allow you to feel that holding love from Mother Earth. So with a minute of that, then stop. Come down, bring the soles of your feet together, your knees wide, and you can either place 2 blocks underneath your thighs or some blankets, or simply just hold with your hands, either the outsides, or if it feels safe to hold the insides of your thighs, noticing the pulse in the body, the heat that's being created, the power that you are creating as you strengthen the lower half of your trunk, allowing you to really root into the earth and really allow that taproot to feel the nourishment from the earth. And coming back up, this time bringing the heels, digging them into the earth. So the heart energy is the heels, and that's why we heel toe into the world. And lifting the toes as much as you can. Once again, lifting and lowering. So you really want to roll through the spine, feeling each of the vertebrae slowly lifting off and lowering down.
as you do this, you'll feel how your body is strengthening with each round. Really squeezing the heels into the earth, flexing the toes up. Really pressing down everything that is connecting to the ground. And then after a minute, you can hold it and just be there. You can sit there, write your messages, do your Instagram post, whatever you need, or really be present. Engaging the belly to the spine, feeling the strength of the body all the way from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And notice that I haven't got my shoulders or arms involved. It's really in the body. And once we've been there for a little bit, then we do the favorite little dance, because it's always fun to dance, right? So we drop in the center, then we flick the right hip up towards the right knee, then drop down to the left. So you're trying to draw a little V with your hips. It can be a little bit strange at first, but the more you get into it, the funner it is. So if you need, flick on a tune, have a little dance, and continue on here. You can really feel how the pelvic floor is connecting or squeezing as you're here, but also that stretching out, opening of the hips. Remember to breathe while you're here. If you're holding your breath, you're holding out on the fun. You can continue that one for a minute. And then after the minute is up, come back to center and slowly lower down. This time just bringing the feet in, the knees together, feet nice and wide. Rest there. And feel once again the energy moving through the body. So the reason we have the pause is we're doing yang exercises, the fire, but you also want to really appreciate the yin, the nourishment, the feeling, the noticing, the creation of what you're doing. So you sit here and really witness it. Then we come and bring our toes together, our heels nice and wide. Come up and lower down. And coming up and lowering down. So squeezing those knees together as much as you can. You should be able to feel the inner thighs switching on. And the reason we're doing all of these different feet is because we're really building that beautiful nest that holds our womb, that holds our bowels, that holds our thoughts, our stories, our creation, or our creativity. And then that also then supports our self-empowerment, our will, our determination. So as you're moving here, you can feel all of that really working. Once again, after a minute, come up, hold it there, and then lift the heels lower. Lift the heels lower, lift the heels lower. And if you're starting out, it can be that you count maybe 20 of them and you slowly build up to 1 minute. Remember that all things take time, and good things take more time than our mind can expect. So moving there, you'll be feeling how the lower back, the belly, the side waist, even the feet are working. Once again, remembering that the arms are not involved in holding you. It's your back, your belly, your bottom, your thighs, your toes, your feet. We're really working on this lower half of the body. And then slowly lower down. This time bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug and a squeeze. So what I'm doing here is I'm pressing my back into the floor. I'm pulling my knees into my chest, but I'm equally pushing my knees away from me. This way, then I'm really loosening the lower back and allowing the body to come back into balance. If we're constantly working in that yang energy, in that very strong fire, we miss out on that beautiful recovery, that rest, that rejuvenation, that place where our body feels safe. And then gently releasing that. And if you'd like to go on to a little bit more of an extension, you can extend one leg out, flex the toe, and slowly move through one-legged. So once again, keeping that principle there, that you're moving through the spine, rolling through, rolling up, rolling through. So this is level 2. So you really want to make sure that you've got that articulation of the spine before you move on to here. And as you move here, relax the throat, the shoulders. The action is purely in the spine, and that then activates all the muscles around the back, the belly, the glutes, the thighs, and I'm really pushing my foot into the floor. Lower down, change sides. You may notice that one side is easier than the other, and that's totally fine. When we notice these imbalances in the body, I used to be so horrible to myself and really judge myself. So when you notice these imbalances, my suggestion is just have a little laugh. Notice that, wow, that's happening. And then work a little harder on that other side. And once you've come there, and it's been a minute, then gently lowering down. Rolling yourself over onto your side. Coming up into all fours. You're going to tuck the toes, just stretch back, lengthen out the spine a little, lower down, knees almost touch the ground. Extend back, knees to the floor, extend back. You can do this half a dozen times or so, each time trying to press back from the hands all the way to the sitting bones. Don't worry about the legs being straight. Really pulling the belly to the spine as you go back and feeling how that lengthens into the backs of the legs. Last time, coming back, walking all the way back to your hands. So for the next exercise, feel free to use the wall as just a little support. What we're going to work on is our stabilizing muscles as well. So my suggestion is to start out by first holding the wall, just a little, bending down, so you're engaging the bottom half of the body already, gauging the thigh, up and bringing in and lowering. And as you're there doing that, you can start to play with moving yourself away from the wall. You can either keep the other arm up high, working on that nice long length of the body. Keep stretching up towards the ceiling and pressing down into the floor. Changing sides. For this one, we won't use the wall. We'll just keep the arms up and lower. Once again, you can start with 20 and then slowly move up to 1 minute. Then all of our favorites, the old chair pose. So have your feet hip width apart. As you bend down, sweep the floor with your fingertips, pulling the belly button to the spine, really sitting down in the sitting bones, arms come up, sit back into the heels and rest there. So you want to really relax the shoulders, lift up through the chest, hold it here to create a bit of heat and move the body. You can bring the hands down as you exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, and you can move through a half a dozen of those, then fold forward, interlacing the arms. Let yourself fold forward. Belly button to spine as you release. Letting go of the backs of the legs. I like to bring my hands over my head here, really squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, the heart, bringing the feet, the weight into the toes, trusting yourself as you lean further and further forward. And then slowly rolling yourself all the way up to standing. Another one for mobility as well as strength. Once again, you can hold the wall, or once you feel more stable, you can come away from the wall. I'm going to stretch my arms out nice and wide, pressing out through the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting up through the chest and the heart to create that strength. You can imagine that you're holding two walls, weight into the standing leg, and then the other leg, making nice little circles around. Make sure that you go in both directions, really working the ligaments of the hip over the hip joint to prevent that clicking sound that can sometimes happen when we're doing this, and actually can alleviate that. So you can notice that sometimes when that happens, it's because we only use that one direction. Changing sides. Oh, bring the hands to my hips this time, just for something different. Of course, you can play with any variation you like. Bringing the arms up. Also changing the way that you hold yourself. You can slowly move through different shapes. You've got to play with it though. And this is where the fun in doing these kinds of exercises are. Because if we're not having fun, why are we doing it? It can be really strong to do these things and you want to make it fun. Right, Spiral? And there we go. So there's a few little exercises that you can play with. Let me know how you go, and if you've got any more ideas of what you want to work on, then just send me a message. Have a beautiful day.